third story. About a year ago, I discovered that my husband, now ex-husband, had cheated on me with countless women. I was shocked and completely stunned. After the truth came out, I quickly made the decision to kick him out of our house and started packing his things. In the midst of this chaos, my cats understandably got stressed and started vomiting more than usual. When I was putting away his leather coat, I noticed that one of my cats was vomiting. I wrapped the cat's vomit in a paper towel and stuffed it into his jacket pocket. As I continued to sort through his things, I discovered that I was committing this small act of revenge by soiling about a dozen items of his clothes with cat vomit. He never mentioned it, but I can't help but wonder what came to his mind when he discovered my parting gifts. The fourth story. It wasn't exactly revenge, but it was nice. Presumably, I was the only one this guy dated. At first, we became close because of the music. He lived in another state for 6 months. There was a festival there with the participation of many of my favorite artists. I found it strange that he didn't invite me to go with him. He said he would send me a video. I also had a feeling that something was wrong. Then I woke up to the fact that there were a lot of notifications from the dating app on his phone when I went to turn off his alarm. At that moment, this jerk had the nerve to tell me again that I was the only one he was dating. Trust was destroyed. The job was done. I still felt like there was something else. It turned out that I wasn't invited to the festival because he was already going there with his girlfriend. Well, I met her, and she dumped him during that music festival. I hope the festival will forever remain tainted by the memories of what a dumb piece of it is. He didn't deserve any of us, and he knew it. Fifth story. My ex-wife's stepmother was a devil in the flesh. As soon as my stepmother and my ex's father had children, she was sent to boarding school, and all her relatives forgot about her. Because of this, her father always repented, but did not know how to properly restore the relationship. Well, my ex-wife grew up and abandoned her father. She and I ran a private company for many years and regularly encountered cheating spouses. However, none of us were prepared for the fact that this could happen to us. One morning, when we were about to leave town for work, she received a message in VK from some unknown guy who asked if she knew her stepmother. She replied and almost immediately received another message saying that the sender was a firefighter whose wife had been caught cheating a few months ago, and he couldn't sit back and let someone else cheat without telling others. The night before, he was driving along an old country road and stopped at 2 cars, which looked broke. He couldn't find my ex's father on the internet, so he found, as he assumed, her daughter and told her. I've never seen anyone cry such happy tears in my life. Revenge for the fact that she had not been allowed near her father all this time was dumped on her by a complete stranger. And it was with this form of revenge that she literally paid her bills. I made her study the information, including photos, for 24 hours while we thought about it and made a plan. We called her father and invited him to lunch, warning him that we had some difficult issues that we needed to talk to him about. When he saw the photos, relief showed on his face. Some random stranger appeared and opened a huge door to exit that, what he called an absolutely brutal marriage. We all agreed that additional evidence was needed because she would probably want to challenge it in court. So my ex and I took up the case ourselves and started harassing her legally. We caught her for 3 days in a row before we decided that we had had enough. It was the same thing every time. My ex's father said it was a common occurrence, which he just didn't know she was cheating on him. She was an avid cyclist and could ride her bike for hours. We chose the day when her stepmother was returning from a business trip to have a lot of fun. We arrived there early, packed everything she had into boxes, loaded them into a truck, and waited with her father for his wife to return home. As soon as she saw the manila envelope in her husband's hands and the smile on her stepdaughter's face, she realized what was happening and started screaming like crazy. "How could you do this to me, you little," my ex said as she snapped, easy and with a smile. In the end, the stepmother gave up the house and full custody of the children in order to sleep peacefully with anyone. None of her children wanted anything to do with her. And my ex and her dad have a great relationship right now. I've seen a lot of people accusing an unfaithful spouse of cheating, but none of them felt as good as my ex, who brought her father back from an evil stepmother.
Подпишись на канал, поставь лайк и напиши в комментариях, что думаешь по поводу этих историй.